Once upon a time, in a lively green village, a young farmer named Bobo dreamed of building the perfect farm. Bobo was obsessed with giant pumpkins, not just because they looked cool, but because he thought they'd make him rich. He planted every inch of his land with pumpkin seeds and proudly declared, "Future millionaire, reporting for duty." Each day, he checked on them with excitement, whispering to the soil, "Grow big, my little moneymakers." And boy, did they grow. The pumpkins puffed up like balloons, plump and proud under the sun. At night, Bobo would sneak around with a flashlight, guarding them like they were treasure chests. He treated those pumpkins like his children, orange, round, oversized children. Soon, his whole farm looked like a pumpkin wonderland, massive gourds as far as the eye could see. From a distance, it looked like Bobo was running a festival. Everything seemed perfect, until a certain smell reached the noses of a gang of hungry mice and they began plotting their feast. Under the cover of darkness, the mice invaded. Their eyes sparkled, their stomachs rumbled. It was pumpkin party time. The next morning, Bobo woke up and saw the horror. His field was a battlefield. Nothing was left but tiny teeth marks, pumpkin guts, and shattered dreams. Bobo dropped to his knees, covered his face, and whispered, "It's all gone." All his effort, all those sleepless nights gone in a single mouse raid. He sat in silence, realizing that hard work alone wasn't enough. As he stared at the empty fields, a familiar voice called out. It was Old Man Sullivan, his wise neighbor, chuckling as he strolled over. "You okay, Bobo?" "No, they ate everything." "All pumpkins, huh?" Sullivan smirked. "You built your whole farm like one big basket and put all your eggs in it. When you rely on only one thing, Bobo, all it takes is one disaster and poof, it's over." Bobo looked around and finally understood. Sullivan continued, "If you'd planted corn, carrots, potatoes, even tomatoes, mice wouldn't have ruined you." That night, Bobo sat quietly, thinking about his lost harvest and the wisdom in diversity. The next year, he made a new plan. No more one-crop farming. The pumpkins grew again, but they had company this time. Corn, tomatoes, beans, carrots. It was a colorful comeback. The veggies thrived. The field became a rainbow buffet of resilience. The mice returned, but this time their pumpkin feast was limited, because Bobo's farm wasn't a one-hit wonder anymore. That fall, he harvested everything and celebrated like a true farmer. He even sat down with Sullivan, sipping fresh carrot juice and laughing. "You see, kid," Sullivan said, "when you diversify, even mice can't ruin your year." Bobo smiled, looked out at his beautiful, balanced farm, and said, "Diversity tastes like security." So, you just watched the story of Bobo and his giant pumpkins. Now let's step away from the farm for a moment and talk about real life. Tell me honestly, have you ever put all your money into one thing? Like, dumped your entire savings into Bitcoin and then the market crashes, and suddenly you're checking prices every 5 minutes like a Wall Street detective? Well, Bobo did exactly that. He went all in on pumpkins. And when the mice showed up, boom, game over. Why? Because he had zero diversification. He basically put all his eggs in one orange, delicious basket and left it wide open for disaster. Here's the real lesson from Bobo's story. Whether it's your investments, your business, or even your career, if you rely on just one thing, one tiny problem can mess everything up. One day the stock market drops. One day your only client disappears. One day your phone crashes and you lose all your data. Yeah, back up your photos, Bobo. But if you're like year 2 Bobo, with a little corn, some carrots, a few tomatoes and potatoes, then, even if one crop goes bad, you've got plenty of backup. That's what we call diversification. In finance, they call it, don't put all your eggs in one basket. In common sense, they call it smart. And in Bobo's world, They call it, "Pumpkins alone won't save ya, partner." Here's why this story matters. A lot of us are living just like year one Bobo without even realizing it. We learn one skill. We have one source of income. We depend on one job, one market, one idea. And when life throws a curveball, we're left staring at an empty field, wondering what just happened. But today, you can choose something different. You can say, "I'm learning from Bobo. A little savings here, a smart investment there." Learn a new skill, build a second income stream. That way, when the mice come knocking, you won't lose it all in one bite. If you enjoyed this story, do yourself a favor and share it with at least 2 people. You never know. Maybe someone out there is a Bobo in disguise, and this story is the wake-up call they need to become the wise farmer who even mice can't beat. Thanks for watching. And remember, diversification isn't just good for your plate, it's great for your life. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay updated.